Awesome, guys. Well, welcome to the call this morning. Excited to be back. We were out of the country for 2 weeks, but now we're back and just rested and just ready to continue what we do. And I love this Friday wake-up call because everybody that's in Alpha State, when they wake up in the morning, they hear these calls Monday through Thursday from different leaders. And on Fridays, I get the pleasure and honor to be on the call. So it's awesome for you guys to be on, and it's just something that it becomes a routine. You know, little things is what makes you successful. Success doesn't come from doing these big things, getting these big contracts, or recruiting these big leaders. It starts with the little things, and the little things are always things that start with you. So let's go ahead and get started. If you guys ever, one of my passions is personal development. I've been doing that for most of my life, adult life, and it's something that I love to learn, put into practice, see the results, and then share those, what I've learned and the results that I've had. And so one of the things that I would like you guys to also do is if you're like, well, I don't really, I don't really understand what to do. If you go back and we have our YouTube channel, if you don't have it, you can always reach out to me, Patty Carson. We can send you our channel, but subscribe to the channel. And if you go through the first, the first 8 Fridays that I've done, you have the whole process there of how to be able to manifest what you want in your life. Because that's what I like, and I've always wanted to know, how can I accomplish the goals and dreams that I have? How can I do that? And as I've learned through different techniques, some that work very well, some that work 100%, some that work okay, they're a bridge to something else. Because remember, there's never failure in anything you do. It's always just a bridge to the next thing that you need to learn. And remember, you're never going to fail anything in life. Anything that you go through in life, it's all about learning. What do I learn from this? It may be something terrible that you've gone through in life, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a spouse, the loss of a child, the loss of your finances, the loss of anything. It seems terrible in the moment, but there's always something to learn from, and that's what we have to do is we have to find what is that something that I have to learn from? Why did I come here? Why am I going through this experience? Because that's what life is really all about. Now, I want to talk just briefly. I think I'm briefly going to mention this because I think that one of the most important things that we have to understand, and I've talked about on this call, is knowing that fear does not exist. Fear is an illusion we create in our mind. We fuel it with more fear, and what happens is that starts to paralyze us from being able to accomplish what we want, because fear is going to be the opposite of faith, and faith is what you need to create anything in life. What we've talked about in previous calls, faith is what? It's desire plus, does anybody remember, belief plus expectancy. That's faith, and that is the ingredient or the recipe that we need so that we can accomplish and create what we want. Now, how do we do it? We go into the alpha state. I'll always mention the alpha state. That's the brainwave cycles that you're at 10 cycles per second. All it is being in a sleepy state, and that's when we have 1 foot in the spiritual realm and 1 foot in the material realm, in this this dimension that we live in. And when we have a foot in each one and we're creating through faith, which is the desires that you have in your heart, the belief that you deserve them and can have them and they're yours, and then the expectancy that they're on their way. If you have this faith while you're in alpha state and you're thinking about the things that you want and not the things that you don't want, then you'll start creating what you want in your life. So remember, what is positive thinking? I don't want you to think positive thinking is this rah-rah, I never think anything bad's going to happen and everything, even no matter what happens in life. But you know what? I love life. No, that's not loving life. Loving life is positive thinking is loving life this way. You think about the things that you want and you don't think about the things that you don't want. So what is positive thinking? Thinking about the things that you want in your life, no matter what circumstance you're in right now. Doesn't matter. The hardest part of being able to accomplish these dreams and goals that you have, the hardest part is that when you're going through those storms in life, you maintain positive mindset, which is simply thinking about the things that you want and not thinking about the things that you don't want. And you may go, Juan, but you don't know what I'm going through. No, I don't, but it really doesn't matter. This is a formula that will always work. And we think that if somebody's sick or if somebody if we're going through something difficult, we have to, like, think negatively. We feel we have to, like, get into I'm so sorry for him or be sorry for me. We don't have to. That's the hard part, is knowing that we always have to maintain a positive mindset no matter what is going on in our lives. It may be extremely difficult, that we have to work on it and always understand that that's our go-to move. That's the play we run. Anytime we're going through something in life that sometimes we feel we can't handle. We feel I'm so broken, I have no idea what to do. Well, you have to maintain that positive attitude, thinking of the things that you want, thinking about the best situations or how this can be resolved in the best situation possible. And that's the little things. I will always tell you that in life, you accomplish greatness through the small things. I've told you before, I may be in the gas station, I see a piece of paper on the floor, I pick it up, throw it in the trash. Nobody else has, but I do it. And see, the thing is that I'm creating in my life things to happen in my favor because I'm doing something favorable in this world. And you're like, that's just stupid. It is. It seems so stupid because it's that simple how you can become greatness. And, greatness doesn't mean that all these people are going to know you and that you're going to be on stage and everybody's going to cheer for you. That's not greatness. Greatness is meaning that you take the power that God gave you, which I've explained through all of this series, the first 8 weeks of, go back on the YouTube channel and look at the first 8 weeks. That's the power that you have within. And so greatness is accomplishing the things that you came to accomplish on this earth. Whether anybody ever gives you any credit or not, that doesn't matter. Greatness is, like I said, greatness is an individual thing. Did I accomplish the things that I came to accomplish? Did I overcome the hardships and some of the trials that I had to overcome to become stronger and be able to be a great example, a positive example for other people in my life? Did I leave a legacy that when people think back at my life, they go, man, I want to be able to do what he did. I want to be able to go through what he went through and still hold my head up high, knowing that I'm going to get through it. My family will get through it. Do you want people to look back at your legacy and say, look, he accomplished greatness. He accomplished the qualm that you, from Jerry Maguire, is one of my favorite movies, and Cuba Gooding Jr. said, the qualm, that's having everything. That's where you have your finances in order. That's when you have your love life in order. That's when you have your relationship life with people in your life around you in order and successful. That's the greatness that we're striving for. And it's not all about the money, because there comes a certain point where you just don't need any more money. You need to now work on other things, your health. You need to work on your relationships. You need to work on your temper. You need to work on this and that. And we start working on those things, and we do it through working this system, working through the alpha state, working through affirmations. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and focus on these next few minutes that I have, is how do I do that? So I want to be very practical. When you get on this call or when you look at the sound, read the recording, I want you to get some meat out of this, okay? I'm vegan, so it'll be plant protein meat, okay? So this is what I want you to get. When you listen to this call, I want you to go, man, that's a nugget right there. So a couple of things I want to teach you today. First of all, fear does not exist. And you may have heard this, and you may have seen it in some motivational video, and you're like, that sounds great, but, you still have fear. And we misunderstand in the Bible. It says that wisdom is, fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. But he's not saying to fear God in terms of your knee shaking. He's basically what we're trying to understand in that verse is that because we love God, because God loves us and he gave us, basically he gave us his power inside of us, is we don't need to think about fear. God doesn't want you to focus on fear. He wants you to know that he destroyed fear. It's an illusion that he destroyed, and within the power within us, it should never be an obstacle in accomplishing anything in life. You may be going through something very serious in your life, and you may think that fear has to be a part of that process. But I'm here to tell you it does not have to be part of that process. And also don't allow anybody around you that puts fear in you that is around you while you're going through this process, okay? Fear is not an obstacle if you are a student of the truth, the student of what God wants us to learn on this earth. So why do I always stress fear? I want to know where your fear thermometer is right now. Do you still have fear when bad things happen to you? And they're not bad things. They're experiences that are not pleasant, okay? But when you have experiences they're not pleasant, do you have fear? And what is fear? It's when you get on your gut, it starts feeling like you're having a stomach ache, okay? Do you feel like you're having a stomach ache? Does that feel like you want to throw up? That's fear right there. And what is not fear? Not fear is when you feel warmth right over your heart area. If you feel your heart area like right, above, where your heart is, right in that area, you feel warmness. That's no fear. That's having security that you're going to move through this. I start having that, because it happens there, we're human. Remember, little things. Little things means you're going to have pop-ups of fear wanting to come up like a bad pimple when you're in high school. You're going to go, no, I'm going to get rid of that. And this is how you do it. You go cancel, clear, and you insert a positive thought, a positive scenario in your life, a positive image in your mind, okay? You close your eyes and you think of something positive, something opposite of what you're thinking or feeling, and then you just say cancel, clear. The brain is like a computer. It can only have one thought at a time. And when you say cancel, clear, it erases that last thought you have, and then you insert it. And if you may have to do cancel, clear, and just be thinking for an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, a whole day, 2 days straight, do it. Those are the little things, guys. Those are the little things that we have to do so that we can start getting traction on our manifestation of what we want, okay? So that's number one. Now what the other nugget I want to give you today is how to overcome when it's a relationship problem. Maybe I had, I was not in the best of moods. Somebody else was in the best of moods, and we were talking about something, and we had an argument, and then we start yelling, and we get an argument, and now we just hung up the phone on each other. Does that happen to you? It happens to everybody, okay? So what do I do? Okay, well, I want you to do there's a couple of techniques I'm going to share with you. So what you can do is when you go, there's two techniques. First of all, the one technique is when you can do it wherever you're at. Just sit down, close your eyes, okay? Start breathing, slowing your breathing. Now what you do is to be able to relax your mind, because when we get in these arguments, we start getting really our heart revved up, and we get racing, and we go into everything that's beta state, where you're not going to fix the problems. You're just reacting to a situation and probably making it worse in your mind. So what you want to do is sit down, start breathing. What you want to do is you want to breathe in quickly, and then you want to take as much time as you can breathing out until all of the air is out. So you go, maybe that's a 1, 2, and then, and maybe that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you just do it. You do it 3 times, 5 times. And what that's going to do, it's going to lower your heart rate, and it's going to start lowering your brain waves. If your heart rate's lowering, your brain waves are going to start lower. And you start getting to that 10 cycles per second, which is where you want to be able to work. Okay, that's where you want to be able to be in your workshop actually making a difference, okay, creating in that spiritual realm. When you do that, and the person you had an issue with, I want you to see them, and I want you to have a conversation of how you guys each said you're sorry to each other, and you fix it. And if you're like, I'm still too mad, then you just keep doing your breathing exercise. William Hoff, guys, look up William Hoff. He's called the Iceman, and he'll tell you how, through your breathing you can also be healthier and everything. And he talks, his teachings about how, going in extreme cold environment, and you can start controlling your breathing and basically going in alpha state. He doesn't talk about that, but to be able to manifest. So you can look him up, the Iceman. Now, and it's not the Iceman from Top Gun. This is the Iceman that talks about, how to heal yourself. But anyways, going back to what I said, you want to just see the conversations and just work them as best you can. Maybe you just can't see a clear picture. You can't see them clearly saying, I'm sorry too. But I want you to see each other saying, look, I'm sorry. I didn't know what happened. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And then have them hear the same thing. And then just sit there and give each other a big hug, okay? That's one. And then the other one I want you to do is you have them in front of you. They're looking at you, and you do an infinity circle, which is like an 8. It's like a figure 8 between your heart and their heart. You just do where they're inside that one part of the infinity circle and you're on the other one, and it's just like a golden little light that's going past, going connecting you to an infinity circle, a figure 8, and your heart and their heart is connected. Okay, and then just think of how much you wish this relationship was stable. You just say this relationship is in great form. We worked it out. And those are 2 techniques you can use, guys, whenever you get an argument with somebody and you just don't know how to fix it. And then once you get out of that, and you're calm, try to reach out to them. First step, you saying you're sorry. You know what? We got it in a hand. I'm sorry. I didn't, there's no excuse, but I was having a bad day, this and that. I just want to say I apologize, and I hope we can, you feel the same way and we can work this out. That's the meat for today, guys. Well, I'm out of time. I feel like this call lasts a minute. But it's 15 minutes. I'm out of time. So I want to wish you guys a great weekend. It's March 1st. Set your goals for the month. Set your goals for what you accomplish. Start working them. Do pictures and why statements that are saying that whatever you want to accomplish has been done. Why am I, making this kind of money today? Why is my relationship with this person, just so great? Why am I this? Why am I that? And then start working those into your exercises every morning in alpha state. Okay, guys, well, I want you guys to have a great, great weekend. Love you guys, and we'll see you next week on the call.
Thank you, Juan.